I want to take a second to ask you a question, and I really would love your answer in the comments down below. It would be really cool to get a discussion going here. I want to ask you, what do you believe your purpose is? Now, this could be your purpose in life. This could be your purpose in an area of your life. It could be a purpose in just the way that you define it. Would love to hear from you in the comments down below. What do you believe your purpose is? Because I personally think that within society right now, there is a crisis when it comes to understanding your purpose. There's a crisis when it comes to having passion in life. So many people are just living lives where it's almost like a yearning or a desire, or I wish we could have something that was purpose-driven, a purpose-driven life. I think quite honestly, in our forefathers' generations, this feeling of purpose was filled a lot by religion. But as the society has expanded, as it's become more globalism, as more technology has come, I think younger and younger generations tend to not be as gravitated towards religion when it comes to seeking out a life of purpose. So all too often we'll search for this. We'll search for this in things like our job. We'll search for a job that makes us feel this way, that we feel a sense of identity with what it is that we're doing. Particularly guys out there in the audience, you know that. You feel identity with your job and a sense of purpose with what you do, and you must throw yourself into your work, working really long hours, working really late, and you derive your sense of purpose from your job. Now, other people out there in the community, other people might derive purpose from things like family. So you can get a list here, going here, job, other people from family, maybe from your kids, maybe from your spouse, your relationship. You can derive a feeling of purpose from those people that you take care of. But at the same time, I don't think it's really an entire fulfilled purpose-driven life, because let's be honest, at certain points in time, your kids grow up and they have to go off to college, or have to go off to school, or have to go off and do their own lives. And to a certain degree, family does, fill this need for purpose, but is by no means the only thing that makes it complete. And just by saying that, I know that that's a little bit agitating. Like, to say that, it almost sounds a little bit strange to say that family does not always fill this core need of purpose. And if you've ever actually thought about this, like you sat down and you're like, you know what, for some reason, I don't know why, but I feel like a little bit empty. Or I feel like I wish I had something that I was more passionate about in life. I wish that I had more of a mission-driven life, that had more purpose in my life. You usually think about it for a little bit, you seriously consider it, and then all of a sudden you feel fear. You feel a lot of fear and worry and uncertainty, because it's like, oh no, you're just thinking about it. It's like, oh no, like I don't really know what my purpose is. I don't know what I'm doing here. We're just on this rock. We're just in this tiny planet in the middle of, all the solar system with other stars. We're just these little people. What does life even mean? And you feel fear, and like reality becomes unhinged a bit in your mind. It's a really weird experience, and you almost don't like it. So all of a sudden, when you feel that, you start to then redirect your energy, and those are just late night thoughts. And in order to combat this fear, you turn your focus back to your life, you turn your focus back to maybe your job or your family, and you just kind of go back on this routine of what it is that you've been doing before, and you don't actually address that real issue, because it's scary. It's scary to ask that question. It's scary to feel emotions when you feel anxiety or you don't know the answer to it. I think it's a very difficult thing to wrestle with. In my experience, and also from the people that I've worked with, your purpose is not something that's like, assigned to you, or that you're told by your parents, or that you're told by teachers that you had when you were in 5th grade or in 8th grade, telling you you're good at this because you took a test, or you're good at this because you got a good job performance, or you're great at this, you've always been good at this, and your parents are just telling you were meant to be in the family business. Purpose doesn't really work that way. In my opinion, the only way that you can actually come to any kind of conclusion about your purpose is to discover or find. It's an adventure. You have to discover or find your purpose in life. And it's kind of a weird analogy to make, but it's very similar to feeling almost as though you've fallen in love. Like, no one can really tell you that you're in love. It's hard to analytically, logically justify it, or to talk talk about it even. Like, these are feelings in your body. You just kind of know it. Like, yeah, it's just, you know it or you don't know it. You know, it's one of those things that's very similar to purpose. You can tell, this is it. This is what I was meant to do. I've discovered it. Like, it just feels right, if you know what I mean. The first step to actually being able to even discover in any way, or to find what we might call mission or purpose, or just a higher ideal, a higher thing that you're reaching towards. The only way you can actually find that in life is if you are willing to go on the adventure. If you are willing to, embrace those kind of weird emotions a little bit up front, to embrace the uncertainty, and to either trust in, a mentor, to trust in reading and educating yourself and watching videos like this, and to really start to think and put yourself first for the first time in your life. Rather than always being appeasing to other people, doing a good job for your boss, doing a good job for your customers, doing nice things for your family, for your spouse, for your kids, rather than doing something for other people, which we're really bred into in society, because you don't want to be selfish, obviously. But at certain points in your life, you have to put yourself first. You got to be willing to embark on the journey, and to be willing to try things out for a certain period of time. So I want to talk about that more on this channel, but in order to do that, in order to put out more videos like this, I also get to get a sense from you. What do you believe your purpose is? What are your thoughts on this concept that purpose is something that's lacking in today's society? Not something that we have abundance of, even though we have great wealth and prosperity in the world more than ever before in human history. At the same time, we have a lack of wisdom. We're starving for wisdom. We're starving for a feeling like we're working towards something, and not just we're living in our little cubicle, or we're doing something to maybe make our parents happy, or we're doing something to make other people happy, but actually we're living with authenticity. And for the first time in our life, we're actually doing that. So I invite you to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And also, maybe in a future video, I will start to talk about, how I've actually discovered my own purpose and why I'm so passionate about what I do. But it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be the same thing that you are, but I believe I can help you on this journey. So I would love it if you could leave a comment down below. Again, my name is Sal, and I'll see you next time.